I got my brother Dominic here in the building. I've never been so excited to have somebody on the channel. Recently, 2 Fridays ago, he acquired his first rental property. It's a duplex, Baltimore City, close to the Dundalk area. Purchase price of $180. So I just wanted to bring him here on the show today because he's somebody who's new, getting into it, talk about some of the things that he did right, some of the things that he did wrong, and the things that he did wrong, how he plans to correct them. So why don't you start about like how you found the house?
I found the house. I just I had a realtor who for 2 years we was just going out trying to find properties. And
how long that was?
It was like 2 years.
A minute.
Yeah, it took a minute, but I mean we found one. It was like a gold mine, you know. I'm like, okay, I think this is it right here. Just the type of property. That's it. So that's what I got now. A duplex. It's nice. It's nice. It was gonna be better once I started doing all the work and everything like that. So.
Okay, so let's get into the deal, the metrics of the deal. So let's just talk about the black cloud right now. The tenant. What's going on with your tenant?
My tenant, it's a little rough. It's a little rough, but she's behind on her rent.
How much is she behind, brother, man?
$5,000.
$5,000,
guys. 5.
So this is what I really wanted y'all to see, because how did that situation happen?
It happened right after closing. They didn't disclose any of that stuff before closing or anything. So he told me right after, she's behind on her rent and things like that. I'm like, what? She's behind on her rent? I gotta take care of that. Get the property, talk to the property managers and stuff like that, and try to get my paperwork.
So what baby bro did, they shouldn't have done. He shouldn't have signed any paperwork till he had all the proper documents. Because once you close, they don't have any financial obligation to get stuff in order for you. So have you heard from the sellers?
I haven't heard anything.
Exactly.
Nothing.
So you get spanked when you don't get the stuff. Before money changes hands, you gotta be on top of your stuff. So he has a tenant that's not paying, which is rough. His mortgage is about $1,200, $1,300, something like that.
Yeah.
Like $1,100.
Yeah, it's 12.
$1,200. And he was expecting, how much rent were you expecting to get?
I'm expecting to get $850, but I was seeing she was paying $650. So
He was expecting to get $850 because that's what somebody told him. But the tenant was in fact paying $650. So that changes how much he was planning to contribute to a mortgage. So that could really mess you up. So I mean, I've been giving him the leeway to make his own mistakes because he is a man of his own. But how are we going to rectify the situation?
I'll take care of that now. I'll take care of the situation. I guess you can say press up on the property managers. Just keep calling them.
How are you going to address the cash flow issues? Because a lot of people watching going to be trying to get started and capital is limited, especially someone like yourself. It's Baltimore native.
Right. So this is what we're going to do now. We're going to have to make changes because at first I was going to live in the bottom while the tenant top of, she pays her mortgage, I have for mortgage. But now we're going to renovate the bottom unit of the duplex, make it look real nice, and after that, rent it out so I can start making some type of passive income over time.
So what he's going to do is he's going to rent out his bottom unit while he figures out that situation upstairs. Because he's going to move into the property, occupy the property, but he just can't do it right now. So that's the thing out there in YouTube land. You got a plan, then you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
And if you lay down and die, or you drown or you swim.
Yeah.
So right now he's trying to swim. He's trying to do his best breaststroke, trying to get out there. He's got some people coming to the house in the next week or so.
Yeah.
Put down the tile. So
I'm gonna do all the painting. We're gonna do ourselves. So we're trying to keep everything, at a minimum. Try not to go over our budget, but we're gonna make sure it's nice. But when a new person come in, they're gonna be like, okay, this is where I'm gonna stay.
yeah, that way his pockets ain't killing him in the meantime, between times, so he figures out the upstairs situation. Yeah. So instead of living downstairs with the back parking where it's real easy to come in and out, he gotta move upstairs, and that's not the end of the world.
No, it's not. It's just a start.
Just a start.
Part of the game.
Part of the game.
Part of the game. That's how I look at it.
So I really appreciate what he's doing. That's why I'm so excited to have him on the channel, because he's dealing with that situation. So let's talk about it a little bit deeper. Just some tips for them. So like, we got some people who, contractors, they full of S, some of them. If you get the guys who give you a good price, they usually are a little bit slower. Some of them are juggling jobs and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, if time is not an issue, you can use some people, that aren't like the 5-star people on Andy's list. But because time is of the essence, because one other thing that you guys out there on YouTube should consider, he was a little trepidate. He had a little trepidation because of how long it took to deal and do all that stuff. But we talked about closing at the first of the month, because if you he closed around the 22nd. So now it is May. So his first payment is due in June. If he waited a week or so and closed May 1st, his first payment is due in July. So that gives you a whole a week gives you 3 weeks. A week gives you a month. If you wait a week, you get an extra month of not having to pay a mortgage while he figured out this situation. So for his next deal, he's going to try and do that anytime he can, because I think now he sees the value in you need time.
Definitely need time. Time is everything.
He also is going to, like I was saying, like he's going to use the higher end people that are more expensive, but they're going to show up and get the job done and get it done right away, because time is of the essence. Because all contractors do good work. As long as they worth their salt, they do good work. It's just how much of a businessman are they? So he has to pay a little bit of extra tax and deal with the business people instead of dealing with some of the other people that we know to get the work done, because he has to get it done right away.
Right.
And he doesn't have enough jobs to get to the front of some of these contractors that do like handyman contractors get on the front of their list.
Yeah.
He doesn't have enough work to keep him busy, so they won't put a person like Big Dog in front of him. You know what I mean? So he just has to pay that extra tax and get it done. Yeah. But that's nothing.
Yeah.
So also, what are you going to do for renting your house out? In terms of finding a tenant, what do you got to do different? Because time is of the essence.
Yeah, like I was saying, I'm gonna rent the bottom unit out. And the lady at the top, she eventually wanted to go.
And then because time is of the essence, and you work.
Yeah, I work 2 jobs.
2 jobs. This man is a hard-working man.
Getting to it, man. Getting to it.
Really 3, because now you got to manage this house.
Yeah. So that's 3 jobs. You never know, might be another job show up.
So before we cut on the camera, I was just telling him that probably for this situation, it costs money. Time is of the essence. He doesn't have the time space, because you got 2 jobs and a baby.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have the time space to figure out how to properly, do the tenants, and I'm showing him how to screen people and do all that stuff. So what we're going to do is find him a tenant using a tenant placement service. So there's going to be a person who goes out there, for where you live at might be a relative, who would go show the house for you. That way, 2 people doing 1 job.
Yeah.
Instead of just him doing that 1 job, which he has limited time for. I apologize for that. You're probably gonna hear some noise. We're right now in my third unit and in my triplex, and I think you guys, if you know anybody in Baltimore, got $1,000 in rent. The person who's gonna do the tenant turnover should be here tomorrow. Leave a comment. Depending on when, I might be able to put somebody in this unit. I'm a pretty cool landlord, as you can tell.
Yeah.
So, so like he just gonna have to pay a little extra tax to get that done, and that's cool. So when mistakes happen, they usually can get fixed, but it just costs a little extra money.
Yeah.
So this is Baby Bro's first property, you know what I mean? And I'm proud of him. And I think it's gonna be a chance to show, you know what I mean, how Baltimore, people from Baltimore can get it done, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can.
We can't get it done. We can't get it done.
We gotta stay there until you come up.
We got some people in our own family from, they like from Maryland, Ohio, and places like that.
Yeah,
and well, Maryland, like Southern Maryland, like PG and all that stuff.
Right.
And they be acting like we can't get the job done.
Yeah, it's like, come on now, anybody can get it done.
Yeah.
You getting it done right now.
What? How many degrees you got?
Man, I wouldn't even tell.
Yeah, my man got no degrees.
High
school diploma.
Just straight high school, straight out of high school.
Straight out of high school, straight out of East Baltimore, bought his first property with a 1-year-old without no super duper job. And he gonna get the job done.
Yeah.
And he been doing this on his own. I've been giving him like the reins, enough rope to hang himself, so to speak.
Yeah, pointers and stuff like that. So I just been trying to follow, his footsteps because I see he's actually, just keep on excelling. As time go on, I'm like, all right, man, I can do that. I jump out there with the big dogs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You gonna get bit. That's the thing. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
My brother. This is my blood brother,
Yeah.
and he's making mistakes. And I let him make the mistakes because you gotta make the mistakes so your head can be on the swivel. Because I can't. You guys on YouTube, you got less access to me than he does, and I can't tell you every little thing.
Yeah.
So what you really gotta do is be inquisitive. Always ask more questions. You gotta always think. You gotta ask questions even if you think you know the answer sometimes.
Right.
You gotta always try and figure out how the business world operates. Always ask questions. You know what I mean? If there's anything you're unsure about, like, how much do they make? Oh, Google, how do I verify it? How do I verify that? Boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything, like,
Anything.
you really could figure that out. And you're gonna have to survive. Like, we could throw him a fish, give him a deal that's hand tailored and all that stuff, but he won't know how to manage it. He won't know how it feels to, like, really be in real estate if somebody does it for you all the time. I get hit by a bus and then he won't know what to do.
Right.
So
really got, really know what to do.
Exactly.
At all times, even, not here, gotta know what to do.
Because I get by a bus, he still got a property. So if I was doing everything for him, wiping his butt for him, what would happen? I get a job.
Dang, my brother gone, what's going on?
I get a job in Portland or Austin, Texas, and now what? He'd be sitting here a fish out of water.
Right.
With real money on the line, you know what I mean? So let's talk about some of the good things. So you get this duplex, how does that change your living situation?
It's better, I was able to get out my grandma's house.
Exactly.
Got my own property. I can say, okay, this is my house, I can do whatever I want with it, I can just chill in it, whatever. My daughter's there. So now we just able to just go ahead and do our thing. We needed our privacy. Me and my girl, we just need our privacy. So I feel like this is good.
Do you think on your own could you afford a place that was $1,200 a month?
On my own, 2 jobs, daughter. Hey, not renting.
Exactly.
Not renting.
So sometimes you gotta leverage your tools, you know what I mean, to put yourself in a better situation. And I know there's a lot of people probably in a similar situation to him, where it's like, he saved money, he stacked money, you know, you put money up, but it's not, the cash flow isn't there. We all been there. When I first hopped in, I was making $14 an hour. Not making no money.
Nothing.
You know what I mean?
But you jumped out there.
Just had to jump out there.
That's the only way. You just have to jump out there, no matter what. You're working at McDonald's, man, just jump out there.
Just jump out.
Try it out.
It makes it easier if you buy a house, and I think he really is getting into it the smart way, because now he has a home base. He can go take a job somewhere else because he's trying to get his trucking thing down.
Yeah, trying to get my CD out. Yeah.
So like he has a home base. Like if he gets a better job for a home base, like let's say Walmart wants him to be down in Texas most of the time, he can move. He still has that property because work can dry up. He always has that home base he can go to no matter what.
No matter
in a storm, and it can make no money.
Yeah.
And you pay $180 for it. How much is it worth?
It's worth. The value went up already after I just brought it. When I looked on there, it was like, I think it was like 190. It was like 210 or something like that.
Yeah, so realtor showed them some stuff a little bit after they bought it. The market might be hot right now. We'll see, but that's equity right there.
Right, already going up. And I just got the property.
And then the real reason why I was on him to try and get himself in the game, because Pete he purchases this property, makes his living expenses way cheaper. You take $1,000 from this apartment that you're probably going to get now is fixed up. You pay $200, water bill $300, BG&E $200. So your living expense is $500. Him and his girl got split, or he get paid off because it's just $500. Now, who's that good for? My little niece. This is not even about him.
Nope. This is about her.
This is about her.
About her. This is what it's all about. Once you have kids, hey, it's time to grind.
30 years from now, the house will be paid off. His daughter will be graduating college in 21 of those years. The way a house works, it's not a straight 30 years every month you pay the same off on the house. It's amortized. So by the time his daughter is graduating college, that house will be pretty much paid for. So now he has a tool. He can now sell it. He can now say, here, baby girl, take this house. You live upstairs, you run the downstairs to your friends while you're in college. And whatever you make, that's what you get to keep.
Yeah.
Because the mortgage is still locked into this 2022 price. And she went with a cost of like almost 2040. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 2040, that's when she'll be in college.
Yeah.
So that $1,200 mortgage won't be anything in the future with inflation and all that. So she can rent it to her friends, he can sell it, he can re-mortgage the property, pay off her school, while still cash flowing. It gives him a lot of options. It basically, it makes his life easier right now. It gives him a tool that he can leverage to, save for his daughter's college fund, or trade school or whatever, because now he has this asset that's paying for itself by reducing his living expenses. Or if he has to move, it's paying it all off. And over time, let's say he decides to stay there the rest of his life, the rents go up, his mortgage stays about the same. Eventually that one tenant is paying that house off every month. So instead of him kicking out $500, eventually he'll be kicking out nothing if he just stays there.
Living for free.
Living for free.
For free.
Living at a reduced rate, get out of his mother's house in a better neighborhood. Because, down the hill right now. So he moved up a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little bit better place to have a kid playing around.
Yeah.
So he's doing it the right way. Because with these duplexes, you can do the FHA loan, get a nice cheaper 3.5% down.
Right.
Not have to put too much crazy to buy it. Probably like 15 grand to get you a house.
Yeah. 15.
Got to stack up to 15.
That's it.
Take some time, but you can do it. This is proof right here you can do
it. It took time. Just working every day. Stacking your money up.
And you could do it. Now he's an investor. Also, people gotta treat him different now.
Yeah.
This is a landlord. This is a man, you know what I mean? He's the BS tenant, but this is a man with property. This isn't just any old body anymore.
No.
This is a man in the real estate game, figuring out. This is somebody you gotta take serious. 27, rental property. This is somebody you gotta take serious in the world. You know what I mean? The world has to take him serious. They gotta treat him different. You know, he started looking at tweets and stuff about people talking crap about landlords.
Yeah, like what you talking about?
He's like, well, I'm a good guy. What are you talking about? My tenant taking advantage of me. She ain't paying. So like, you can make mistakes. Some mistakes was made. Those are his mistakes. He's owning them. You're gonna get better.
Yeah.
I made mistakes. I done messed up plenty times in the real estate game. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. Real estate is a place where you can be safe. I feel like you can lose your shirt, but as long as you're buying properties that you think can cash flow, and if you were to rent out both units, you can cash flow. As long as you buy properties where you can cash flow, there's some cushion where you figure things out.
Oh.
It could have been a little bit different. He could have moved the closing date back another week, gave him another month to figure it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it happens. Things happen. That's part of life.
He's going to be okay. He's going to be able to provide his daughter with something. His daughter's going to see not her uncle, but her father, you know, dealing with tenants, being responsible, being good with money. Kids love to see cash. Most tenants paying cash.
Yeah.
So she's seeing somebody give her father $1,000 a month
Off
blue cheese. She gonna be like that. You know, $1,000 a month isn't a lot to us as adults with bills and stuff.
Yeah, it's not.
But $1,000 to a little kid, she see her father getting money. Who you think you gonna look up to? This man.
Look at me.
She don't have to worry about the outside influence as much because they see her father out there getting to the money. You know, there's a little bit of flashes, kids like that. They see him count money.
Okay.
That's interesting to children. They see him count money. What are you doing? What are you doing, Daddy? Every month they give me money. What are you doing, Daddy?
Right.
I'm collecting rent. Oh, well, how do people pay you rent? Because I have a property and they want to stay in my property, so they have to pay me rent. Oh, if I get a property, would people have to pay me rent money like that? Yeah, they would have to. And I feel like that's really how you get a generational wealth started for, you know, a family like ours, you know what I mean? You show the kids, we don't have 10,000 properties. We got a few properties between us. And to see us go out there and go and get it, make mistakes. And that's what's really important, to document this. Like, we made mistakes, we messed up, but we trying to build a legacy. And if nothing else, as long as he stay on top of it, his daughter's going to get a property when he dies.
Yeah. Just take care of the property. That's all I'm going to do. Take care of it. She going to have it. She get older, like you said. She rent it out. Things like that. Things of that nature.
She can do what she want to do, you know. It might not be for her, but it might be for his grandkid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He might have a young, ambitious grandkid like himself, and she might not want him to do it. Daddy was doing them tenants, he was pulling his hair out.
Yeah, it's like,
I don't want to do that.
Right. So let the grandkids do it.
But her son might be into it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to necessarily be for your kids. It could just be for somebody else. And then I really encourage you not to hold anybody's hand and let them fish for themselves, because now if something happens to me, you know what? My brother can teach my son about the real estate game.
Yeah. Man, teach my nephew how to do whatever I learned. I said, yeah, your father knew a lot of stuff. Now this is the time we're about to go ahead and go buy a property. You're old enough now, so let's go do it.
Okay,
I'll
Sean.
show you how you do this, you know.
That's
how
how
the game goes. So.
That's how you keep it in the family. That's how you build this family legacy, I feel like.
Yeah.
You teach each other, but don't do it for each other, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because I could have grabbed them as soon as I started doing it. They're going to do this right now. Right now.
Right.
But he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. He became ready though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He became rain. Look, he's here now.
I'm here now. I'm looking at properties.
I was hacking like whoever on bigger pockets you want to see. A lot of them started just like him.
Yeah.
You looking at the next mayor of Baltimore.
Yeah.
You keep those properties up, rubbing elbows with all these rich folk. You a big dog now with all that cheese.
I said cheese, man.
Yeah. So
cheese.
I wanted to bring baby bro on here to show like I'm really proud of him for doing this.
I'm proud of you too.
And people in our own family be sleeping on him, but I be telling them he the truth. Am I lying?
You're not lying. You're not. I don't know, I'm just so laid back and humble as y'all can see.
Yeah.
You know, but he telling the truth though.
And he gonna be the truth. He gonna be better than me. He got better attention to detail. So this is gonna be the person y'all gonna be asking questions. Y'all asking me a question, I'm not even gonna answer. I'm gonna
be the one answering the question.
Come to him. You hear me up with a comment on YouTube? I'm like, hold on, let me ask Dominic real quick.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Tell HGTV, come get at us. You know what I mean? Property Brothers.
We on our way.
We got the property, we not faking it.
No, we not.
Two young investors. Tell them to come from Baltimore, though.
Come on down.
Come on down here. We show you how to get this money.
Come on down here. Stop looking at the wire. Come down.
Come down here. They ain't gonna put this out there. They can put this on HBO.
It did.
The Property Brothers.
The Property Brothers.
With a VAS. Well, we about to start geeking. I just wanted to really, bring my brother on here, let him talk to y'all, because, this is the perspective of the people who, they be like, oh, people from Baltimore, young men in Baltimore ain't on this, ain't on that.
They up and doing good. That's all they know. That's all they are here, too. So
but, right here,
this is proof that we're out here and we're actually doing what we're supposed to do.
We out here striving, you know what I mean? So,
taking care of family, buying properties, working hard. Adding value to companies, So.
Adding value to Baltimore, because these are properties that we making better.
Yeah.
And we solid, you know what I mean? We don't do nothing crazy to the tenants or nothing like that.
Nothing at all. Just be fair with them, be respectful. That's it.
Yeah. I'm gonna make an example out of you if you don't pay your rent, though. It's like, no, I'll play. But yeah, so this is Dominic. If he sends me, did you send me a video like your house?
I sent you when I painted, so I sent that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try and put together some pictures and videos of the house and put it through. If I didn't do that already, so you want people to follow you and stuff? Nah, right now you gotta clean it up. Like I said, he just came on that low 2 weeks ago.
So I gotta get things right before I have everybody start following me.
Yeah.
Come back bigger and better. So just look out, just look out for me.
So this is Nick and Dominic signing out. Again, excuse the audio. As you see, been helping baby bro get himself right, trying to get this property right. Videos about to start coming. And we're going to get back to it. It's going to be a channel you really can enjoy.
Yeah.